Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you've spent any time at all driving here in the United Arab Emirates, you already know the deal. Toyota is basically the undisputed king of the road here. Whether it's a super fuel-efficient Camry just breezing through the daily city commutes, or a legendary absolute tank of a Land Cruiser taking on the dunes, we literally rely on these machines every single day. But keeping these incredible vehicles running smoothly and safely year after year, well, that requires one absolutely vital thing: the right replacement parts. So today, we're figuring out exactly how to navigate the massive and sometimes overwhelming auto parts market to find exactly what you need. Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a really clear roadmap for you today. We're going to start with the market context, break down part types, look at model coverage, outline exactly how to handle quality sourcing, and then wrap it all up with a completely transparent pricing breakdown. All right, Section 1, Market Context, the Sharjah Hub. If you've ever driven through Sharjah's industrial areas 2, 3, and 6, you know exactly what I mean. It is a bustling, almost chaotic hive of automotive trade. It is the absolute go-to spot for the Northern Emirates. But let's be honest, trying to navigate this place without a plan is incredibly overwhelming. There are just so many storefronts and parts, your head will spin. That's exactly why finding a trusted, established supplier, like Almiar, for instance, is so essential. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation, so you're actually getting parts that match your car's exact specs without spending your entire weekend wandering around the market. Moving right along to Section 2, genuine, OEM, or aftermarket. Because now that we know where we're shopping, we need to know what we're actually looking for. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down your main options. It's kind of like a cheat sheet for buyers. First, you've got genuine parts. These are built directly by Toyota or their contracted partners. Think of these as your top-tier, safety-critical items for new cars. Then you've got OEM. These are made by the exact same assembly line suppliers, giving you factory-level quality and compatibility. And finally, aftermarket. These are made by completely third-party companies, which are honestly fantastic for budget repairs or just non-critical cosmetic fixes. Let's zoom in on genuine versus OEM for a second, because this is where smart buyers find some incredible value. Genuine parts come in that official red and white branded packaging, right? You get the full manufacturer warranty backing it up. But look at OEM parts. These are produced by massive suppliers like Denso, Aisin, or Tokiko. They have the exact same factory specs, the exact same durability, but because they're sold under the supplier's brand name instead of Toyota's, they come in at a slightly lower price point. It's literally the exact same functional performance, just in a different box. All right, Section 3, covering every Toyota model. Let's see how the market actually supports what you drive. Because let's face it, your daily drive completely dictates your parts sourcing. Like if you're an off-roader with a Land Cruiser or Prado, you're hunting for heavy-duty suspension and drivetrain components. If you're managing a fleet of Hilux or high-ace vans for logistics, well, your biggest priority is quick delivery so your trucks aren't sitting idle. For the daily commuters out there in a Camry or Corolla, it's all about those routine service items like brake assemblies. And if you're zipping around in a RAV4 or Yaris, you're probably looking for precise electrical sensors or steering parts. Basically, the market has it all, provided you know how to ask. Okay, Section 4, steps for quality sourcing. Let's get into the actionable stuff and make sure you're buying safely. So this little visual roadmap turns a potentially massive headache into a super easy checklist. Step 1, gather your vehicle info, specifically the VIN. Step 2, submit your inquiry to a trusted supplier. Step 3, get a detailed quote back that outlines your genuine, OEM, or aftermarket options. And Step 4, confirm and arrange your delivery. Honestly, if you stick to these 4 steps, you will basically never buy the wrong part again. I really want to pause on Step 1, though, because it is an absolute deal breaker: the VIN. It's that unique 17-digit code on your Malakia or down at the lower corner of your windshield. Why does this matter so much? Well, relying just on the car's year and model name is a huge risk. Manufacturers tweak designs mid-year all the time. 2 seemingly identical cars from the exact same year might use totally different brake pads. Actually, scratch that, they almost definitely will. Using the VIN is literally the only guaranteed way to get a perfect match. Now put on your mechanic's hat for a second. When that box actually shows up, you need to verify it. Start by examining the packaging really closely. You're looking for high-quality printing. Counterfeits often have weird, faded colors or blurry text. Check the country of origin labels and make sure the part numbers match exactly. Watch out for spelling errors. Seriously, you'd be amazed how often a fake box just completely misspells a basic word. And of course, always verify the supplier's return and warranty policies before you hand over any cash. So, the absolutely crucial point here is this golden rule for budgeting. You do not need to buy expensive, top tier, genuine parts for every single piece of your car. For safety critical stuff, brakes, steering, suspension, engine internals, yes, absolutely prioritize genuine or OEM. No compromises there. But for secondary items, things like wipers, floor mats, or a piece of interior trim, go ahead and use cost effective aftermarket parts. It is by far the smartest way to maximize safety without completely emptying your wallet. Which brings us to Section 5, Pricing Breakdown. Let's talk about the money. So, what actually drives the cost of spare parts here in Sharjah? When you look at a quote, what are the invisible economic gears turning behind the scenes to make that number go up or down? Well, it basically boils down to four main variables. First is the category. Like we said, genuine carries a premium for that manufacturer backing, while aftermarket is cheaper. Second is complexity. Basic oil filters are mass-produced and super cheap, but an engine control unit or a hybrid battery, yeah, those require advanced manufacturing, so they're going to cost you. Third is vehicle popularity. Parts for a high-volume model like a Corolla are competitively priced simply because there's a massive supply of them. And finally, age. If you're driving a super rare import or a vintage classic, the special sourcing required for those parts is definitely going to drive the price up. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember this. In the spare parts industry, a cheap price might catch your attention, but trust is what defines lasting value. Finding a suspiciously cheap deal in Industrial Area 3 might feel like a win today, but the peace of mind knowing that the brake pad you just installed is authentic and will actually stop your car exactly when it matters, you really can't put a price tag on that. So, I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. The next time your car needs a fix, look at the quote you're given and ask yourself, are you compromising your vehicle's safety for a cheaper part, or are you investing in its lasting value? Take the structured tools we talked about today, demand the right quality for the right component, and keep your car running safely for years to come. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, safe driving out there.